Hi all, welcome to VIEM Resource Hub, and in this video we're going to walk you through our all-in-one content planner, the exact one that we use at our agency every day. And we want to make it public so you can use it too. Whether you're running a content for your client, for a brand, or even for yourself, this planner will help you to streamline the whole content workflow. From ideation to planning to filming and even publishing, all in one place. Let's get started. So this planner we designed to help you from the ideation to the execution part. And let's go from the top to the bottom and from left to the right, okay? You have a section for all the quick access. You have a to-do list so that you can keep track of all the work for content creation. And then you have the content workspace. And at the end, of course, is for the back end. First thing first, talking about the left-hand side menu. One of the biggest issues that we've noticed that most teams face is that the scattered information. So there are so many resources and information and materials that it's all over the place. That's why we create this section to help you to keep all the information and all the important resources in one place. So for example, the master folder is what we normally have for all of our clients. So each of our clients will have a master folder on our Google Drive. And whenever we click on this folder, basically what you're going to do with this section is that you're just going to paste the whole thing and then you attach the link of the folder in here so that whenever you need any kind of materials that is in your master folder, you're just going to click on this one. So it's very easy to access. The second thing that we always have to note in our workspace is the brand identity. So let's say if you need to share the logo or your brand identity to your partner, for example, your team will only need to go here to get the link and then copy paste, done. Or if you need to share the logo to your team members, then that's the place. Also, other things like communication guideline or media folder, anything like that, you can put it here in this quick access section. So that is the purpose of this section, okay? Moving down, we have the keyword and the hashtags. Here, this is a place to store all of your keywords and hashtag, and we divide it into different platforms because you know that for Instagram, you'll need different keywords, you need different hashtags, and so as TikTok. And you can duplicate this for LinkedIn and YouTube, whichever platform you have. So this is a very quick access again for your team to copy and paste. And the next part below here, you have the reference. We're going to store all kind of reference and examples that is similar to our business that we want to take them as an example when we're growing our strategy. And most of the time when we work with our clients will share with us some of the examples and the pages that they would like to replicate and to do the same thing for their business. And trust me, a lot of the time you would like to go back to these references to get the inspiration. So that's why we want to pin this section on the top and on the left-hand side so that we can easily access it whenever we need. Moving on to the right-hand side section, we have the to-do list. So beside the content creating, the execution part, there are a few other tasks that we need to do as a content creator and a marketer. So that's why we need this list to keep track of all of the work that we do. So for example, you might want to update the highlight of your Instagram page. And that doesn't go into the content workspace. So that's why we need to put it in here. And in this to-do list, we have the task section, the priority to see how important this task is. You can select it and then the deadline, when do you want it to be done? And then if you share this workspace with your team, then you have this column here assigned to select your team members. And we have another column called type, and this column is for you to categorize the task. So for example, some of the tasks might be for the internal team, which is your team, your marketing team, or yourself. There might be other tasks that is directly linked to the client, so you would want to categorize it as client, and then other thing could be meetings. So later you can also use this database as somewhere to hold all of your meetings documents. So yeah, you can use this database as well. Going down to the most important space, which is the content workspace. This is designed for the whole content creation workflow. From the left to the right, we have the grid view and we have the all view. So this grid view, it's actually an optional section where you can decide to keep or not to keep. This section is actually using a widget that we have been able to find on the market, and is created by Grace and Grow. Shout out to them. Thank you for creating this widget, which is very, very helpful for us in scheduling and laying out our content. We use this grid so that when we lay out the content on Instagram, for example, so we use this grid to be able to view that content layout. And you can purchase the widget separately here on the link that we put on this template, or you can remove this part completely. So yeah, you have a bigger view of the all view. This here, so it's for you to have a better view, I'm gonna reduce the grid view so that you can see this. So in this one, you can see on the tab, we have 5 different tabs. The first one is all posts, second is filming list, next is in progress, the fourth one is under review, all approved, and the last one is the calendar view for all type of content. So as you can see here, we are keeping these tabs in the similar as the workflow, how we work it. So let me explain for you in more details. First of all posts. This tab is for you to store all kind of content and idea that you have for your content planning. And we put here, we have the category, we have the name, the purpose, direction, publish date, status, format, reference, and filming requirement, other columns for you to put the link in, and we have the PIC, which is the person in charge. So when you create an idea, right, you would want to write down everything that you have. So when you have an idea, for example, taking an example here, when you have an idea, you just put it here. We have an idea bank template or the content brief template. So if you have the idea and you want to put it here, you can write your content here. You can put the reference here. So when you do the filming or anything, you can take this one as the information bank to create your info. So once you're done with this content idea, you can then fill in the information like the purpose, direction, because sometimes when you show your idea, when you put your idea in here, it's only you who understand the idea, what it is. But if you share it with your client, for example, they would want to have some more information. They would want to understand why you're running this. For example, if you have like a meme and your key message is there, but then they don't understand that that meme is supposed to be helping you to link to this a service, for example, then this section, purpose and direction, is here for you to explain a bit further about the purpose of your post so that your partners, your client could understand. Here's you put your reference. If you do some filming requirement, then if that content needs some kind of filming, then this section is for you to note down all kind of equipment or the materials that you need in order to have that video filmed, for example. Then you put it here. The format, you can choose it between static pose, reel, carousel. Again, this helps you with the organization to help you to make clear like what kind of content you have and what kind of format you do. Okay, and the below link is for later. I'm going to talk about this later, but you can ignore this for now. And then you have this PIC. So if you share this workspace with another member of your team and you know who's working on what happened after you have the idea? You're going to execute it, right? There are 2 scenarios of creating a content. One is that if that content requires some filming, then you need to do some filming. Second, if it doesn't require filming, then it required some designing and copywriting, right? So let's say if this idea is something that you need to film, then you change the status from idea to ready to film. And this is when the magic happens. When you change that status, then that content will be then moved to filming list, which you can see here on the second tab. So we have this whole filming list so that when our team go onto a shoot, we can just export this list out for our team. We can either print it out or we can just keep this format on our Notion and our team can just open it and get it. So it's very easy for us that way. So after you film it, let's say it's all done, then what do you need to do? You need to put it in progress, which means here is in progress. So this in progress tab is solely for any kind of content that's already been filmed and has the material ready. So this progress is for those videos that need to be edited and for those content that need to be designed. So remember that. So once you change the status, because we filter here for this tab to only show the content that is in progress, so it's just going to be showing that. So once you change the status, is going to be moved into this tab. Let's say if you design it all done, what you need to do. So you need to upload all of your product for the approval, right? So what you need to do is moving to this side and you'll see the image source. So these 4 columns is actually designed specifically for this grid view, which we have it over here. This is the reason why I love this grid view, because for example, if we want to post one thing, then we just need to use this attachment to add the file, something like this. So we just need to click on the file to upload our image and file, and then once it appear here and you refresh this column and you refresh this grid, it's going to be automatically updated on this one. And another reason why I love this widget is because it's also allowed you to copy a photo from other sources, just copy the link and put it here, or you can even attach your Canva link from Canva and you put it here, and it can also be refreshed on this grid view. So let's say if you have a design that later you have a feedback and then you need to edit it, then if you add to Canva link here and then refresh this one, then again it will be automatically updated without you having to download it again from Canva and then re-upload it to this one. So it takes a lot of time. So that this one helps with that kind of process and fasten it. Then you change the status to under review, and then it's going to go into the under review and approve tab. So whenever you need an approval from your client, you just need to show them this tab view, and your client will be able to see all kind of content that is now ready for them to review, or any content that's been approved, any content that is now posted. So this tab is for that. And then so there you go. You have the flow from the idea creating to the approval. And now the last tab is going to be the calendar view. So as a marketing agency, we tend to promise our client that we're going to post 3 posts per week for them, 4 posts per week. And one way of us to planning the whole 1 month plan is that we place them in the calendar. So with this view, we know exactly the status of the content, what the content is, what kind of angle it is, and what type of post and format that it is. So we make sure that we can cover the whole content angle, so that we can cover the whole variety of content angle, also different formats for our clients. Yeah, I really love this view, and I would work on this calendar view. At the end, we just have this backend where we have the original source of the template of the to-do list, and the content calendar. That is everything about the workspace. And that's it. That's a full walkthrough of our all-in-one content planner. And this is the exact system that we've been using for our client to manage multiple brands and the content calendars efficiently. And we hope that this will be helpful for you. I'll put the download link below so you can download it and customize it for your team. And if you need help in building content plan or customize this one for your brand, simply just leave us a comment or book a discovery call with us and we'll help you with that. Thank you. Bye.